Picture this. You're sitting across from someone who seems to know you better than you know yourself. Their words weaving a spell that makes you feel seen, understood, and utterly unique. But what if that charm, that perfect connection, is nothing more than a carefully constructed lie designed to pull you into a web you can't escape? We've all encountered people who leave us questioning our own instincts. Their smiles too bright, their promises too smooth, yet something deep inside whispers a warning we can't quite name. Today, we're peeling back the layers of these modern-day shadow psychopaths who don't wield knives or lurk in dark alleys, but instead walk among us, armed with charisma and a chilling absence of conscience. They're not the cartoonish villains of the silver screen, drenched in blood and madness, but rather the colleague who always wins. The friend who knows just what to say, the leader who inspires awe while leaving ruin in their wake. What makes them truly terrifying is their invisibility, the way they blend into the fabric of our lives, unnoticed until the damage is done. Imagine a world where trust is a currency, and these individuals are the master counterfeiters, crafting personas so flawless that even the sharpest minds falter. Their power lies not in physical force, but in their ability to bend emotions, twist perceptions, and turn our deepest desires against us. Think about the last time someone made you feel invincible, only to later leave you doubting your own worth. Did you ever wonder if it was intentional? Modern psychopaths thrive on this subtle chaos, planting seeds of confusion that bloom into self-doubt, all while they remain untouchable, unscathed by the guilt that binds the rest of us. Science tells us that roughly 1 in every 100 people fits this mold of mind wired not for empathy, but for conquest, a heart that beats without feeling the pulse of another's pain. And the higher you climb into boardrooms, podiums, or pulpits, the more likely you are to find them. Their traits mistaken for brilliance, their ruthlessness hailed as strength. They're chameleons of the human spirit, mirroring our hopes and fears with precision, their words a perfect echo of what we long to hear. But behind those eyes lies a void and emptiness that sees us not as souls, but as pawns in a game we didn't know we were playing. Have you ever met someone who could lie without flinching? Their story shifting like sand underfoot, yet somehow they always emerged spotless. That's their craft, a seamless dance of deception where truth is just another tool to wield or discard as needed. What's worse, they don't just prey on the naive, they study us all, cataloging our weaknesses with the precision of a surgeon, ready to cut when the moment is right. Loneliness, ambition, a hunger for approval, these are the strings they pull, turning our vulnerabilities into their victories. In the beginning, they dazzle us with affection, a flood of warmth that feels like destiny, making us believe we found something rare and true. But soon, that light dims, replaced by a coldness that creeps in so slowly we blame ourselves for the chill. This isn't random cruelty, it's strategy. It's a cycle of adoration and withdrawal that binds us tighter, even as it tears us apart. By the time we see the pattern, we're too entangled, too broken to walk away, wondering how we let it happen. And it's not just personal. They infiltrate every corner of our world, from the corner office to the Capitol. Their lack of remorse, a ladder they climb while we marvel at their ascent. We call them leaders, visionaries, icons, blind to the wreckage they leave behind, mistaking their masks for greatness. Consider the systems we live in, the relentless pursuit of power, the celebration of wealth no matter how it's gained, the way honesty often finishes last. Is it an accident or the footprint of minds that see morality as a weakness to exploit? History whispers warnings tyrants who charmed nations into ruin. Their charisma, a velvet glove over an iron fist. Their promises a mirage that vanished when the truth broke through. Yet, we still fall, generation after generation, seduced by the same illusions as if the past never spoke. Today, it's subtler, but no less real. The polished figure on your screen, the voice that stirs your soul, the empire built on half-truths and hidden costs. They don't need swords. They have words, networks, and the quiet art of making us cheer for our own chains. Think of the stories we're fed, the headlines that twist reality just enough to keep us docile, distracted, divided. Who shapes these narratives, and why do they so often lead us away from the questions that matter most? Even scarier, their influence ripples outward, turning us into echoes of their worst traits: ruthlessness, dressed as ambition, deceit excused as survival. When success demands a hardened heart, how long before we all start playing by their rules? But what if we could see through the veil, not just in our own lives, but in the world we've built around us? What if the first step to freedom is recognizing that not everyone feels the way we do, that some wear humanity like a costume they can shed at will? They thrive because we assume the best, projecting our own capacity for care onto those who have none. Strip away that illusion and the signs light up like flares. The contradictions, the calculated kindness, the chill beneath the charm. Your gut has felt it, that flicker of unease when someone's story doesn't add up. When their warmth feels rehearsed, when their eyes don't match their smile. It's not paranoia. It's your mind piecing together a puzzle you weren't meant to solve. Protecting yourself starts there, in that quiet instinct, honed by watching how they treat the powerless, how they pivot when the mask slips. It's not about fear. It's about pure, it's about clarity, a refusal to be a canvas for their schemes. And it's not just about survival. It's about reclaiming what they take: the trust, the hope, the belief in something real. Every time we choose authenticity over their games, we weaken the ground they stand on, proving their power is borrowed, not earned. Look beyond the individual to the systems. They've shaped cultures that reward the cutthroat, institutions that shield the cunning, a world tilted toward those who feel nothing. It's not chaos, it's design, a machine oiled by our silence, our willingness to look away. Philosophers saw it coming: Nietzsche with his will to power, Jung with his shadowed selves, Orwell with his dystopian lens, all pointing to the same truth. Control thrives where awareness fades. They didn't just warn us, they gave us the tools to fight back if we'd only listen. Awareness is the spark. Once you know their playbook, the game changes, their moves predictable, their grip loosening with every question we dare to ask. It's not enough to see. We have to act, to reject the script they've written for us, to build something they can't touch. Strength isn't just defiance, it's the courage to feel, to connect, to hold on to what makes us human when they bet on us letting it go. They can't win against that, because it's the one thing they'll never understand, the one weapon they can't wield. The world teeters on this edge, more of us waking up, more of us seeing the strings, the puppeteers, the stage they've set. But waking up is only the beginning. What we do next decides if the light spreads or flickers out. So here's the question that lingers, heavy and unshakable, begging for your voice. When you look at the people, the systems, the life you're living, will you keep trusting the masks? Start searching for the truth beneath them. Tell me in the comments, what will you choose?